you for joining us here. First of all, a quick word about ticket sales, if you can help us on this one, please. The capacity of the stadium is 53,000. The sales for Saturday are at 50,000. The sales for tomorrow are just above 40,000, and we're on 20,000 for the IPC event on Sunday. So, in particular, we're pushing the most closely approaching date, which is tomorrow. So if you can mention that, there may be tickets available as a walk-up, but there may not. The format here will be a couple of quick questions from me on the top table, then questions from you. We'll have a roving mic, and then we'll have a breakout where you can speak to the athletes individually. So first of all, welcome Aries Meritt, 2012 Olympic champion in the sprint hurdles. You've just made your most recent World Championship team. Looking at the diamond race, it's very, very close. You're looking for a microphone, aren't you? It's the one at the far end there. Okay. Very, very close in the diamond race in your event. Heats for the 110 metre hurdles. It would grace a World Championship final, wouldn't it, the lineup for the London Grand Prix?
Yeah, as you know, this year the hurdles is a really exciting event, as they are in most years. There's a lot of athletes that are running incredibly fast, and so the race should be very exciting.
And we're trying to give people just slightly unusual things about the athletes that are represented here. You've changed your stride pattern. You go back to World Juniors in 2004 and you've changed your stride pattern on the hurdles. That must be like a golfer trying to change their swing, isn't it?
Yeah, changing your steps is kind of like trying to write with your left hand when you're right-handed. And so that's like the best analogy I can give. But changing my steps was an evolution of the event. All the hurdlers nowadays are doing 7 steps to the first hurdle. And so you'll see it a lot more frequently now.
Well, we wish you all the best. Next, we have David Rudisha. This is your lucky track. Nigel Amos isn't your lucky athlete. You've had a series of great races against him, but he's usually come out ahead in the last year or two. What are your thoughts about this weekend?
Well, first of all, I'm really happy to be back to the track that actually I did very well in 2012. And, since then I haven't been really back to my form because of disappointed here and there, but I'm looking forward for another good race, and I know that I'm going to do my best.
Unusual fact about you, you have a 5.5-year-old daughter, the apple of your eye. You're her hero, but she has no intentions whatsoever of getting involved in running. Is that true?
Yeah, kids can be funny. And, normally when I'm doing my training, she likes sometimes joining me doing exercises. But I asked her one time, will you love to be an athlete like me? And she said, definitely no.
Lovely. Let's turn to Sanya Richard-Ross, Olympic champion in the sprint hurdles. Let's get your unusual background out of the way first of all. You've got a business, a sideline business in Austin in hair extensions and nails. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, no hurdles, first off. But yes, I do have a hair salon in Austin. If you guys can't tell, I'm into beauty and fashion. And so my sister and I started a business about 5 years ago where we have full service salon, and we also sell hair extensions, so that's why I'm always so fly.
Very fly. Sorry about mentioning hurdles. You're the most sub-50 performances at all time under 400, but you've had a bit of an in and out season so far in the diamond race. This is a pretty crucial weekend for you, isn't it?
Yeah, this season has been a tough learning curve for me. You would think after 13 years pro I would have it figured out, but having to kind of change my training a bit as I'm getting a little bit older. I felt like I overtrained this season and had some races that were good, but most of my races weren't so great. So I've been making some adjustments, but really happy to be back here. I love competing here. I'm so excited to go on the Olympic Stadium. Again, we were in Miles End yesterday at the training center, and just nostalgia, just great energy. So running the 200 here, want to get back to some speed work and just continue to get ready for next year.
Let's turn to Valerie Adams. Your two unusual facts. I think most people in the room are aware your father's British, so you'll get a great reception. There's the Commonwealth thing going on, but this is a great venue for you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be back here in London. I always loved competing here back in 2012, and then I've also had a couple of good meetings here with the Diamond League. It's great to have the support of the crowd, and yes, my dad is English. He's actually from Bristol, so I've still got family that live there.
And you're looking to restart a win sequence, having recently lost that unbroken sequence. In some respects, was that a weight off your back because you'd gone so many years and so many competitions undefeated?
I think it's a risk that you take after coming back from surgery. I've had my elbow and my shoulder done end of last year for the season, so it's just been a very long and rocky road for me. Although I am, looking forward and making sure that I am in the best position possible for next year, really, which is the bigger goal for us. But it has been a massive learning curve. I am a lot older now, so the body takes a little bit longer to heal. Although in saying that, I'm very happy and very humbled to be here and looking forward to Saturday's competition.
And yesterday, I think you went to see Book of Mormon, or earlier in the week. I saw it the previous week. Did you enjoy it as much as I did in the West End?
It was funny. It was good. It was quite intense language, but it was a good laugh.
Renaud Lavillenie, how is your form going into this competition? You looked as though on a still photograph in one of your leaps in Monaco, you cleared 6.5 meters on a 590 attempt. What's your perfect vault, do you think?
I have no idea about my perfect vault, but for sure in Monaco I was in really good shape, and I was just a little bit disappointed to not be able to clear 6 meters. But it was like 2 years ago. I was in the same kind of shape in Monaco, and 1 week later I did 6:02 in London. So I think I'm really excited to be back in the stadium tomorrow and just want to see how it's going on.
Earlier in the season, you picked up an unusual injury running a relay for your club.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Is that allowed? Do you sponsor your federation? Are they happy to see that?
Yeah, of course. The fact is, we have every year in May 2 club competition, which just give the French best club. And I used to do 4x1, long jump, and hurdles. So it's been like that since more than 10 years. So there was no reason to switch it. And the fact is, when I did the race, I did the last relay, and I saw that the time was really good. So I want to do the best finish, and I hit the ground after that, and I enjoy myself. But anyway, it was not so bad because 3 weeks later I did 6:05 in Eugene. So
Did your team win?
yeah,
So it was worth it. It was worth the dive just to get an injury if your team won.
definitely. It was just taking some like 2 weeks without jumping, and then back to business. So at least it's good to be able to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're proud to have all of you back as reigning London 2012 Olympic champions. Good luck to all of you over this weekend. Now, questions from you, and I think Craig will take the microphone to you. If you could say who you are and where you're from, please.
Great. Thank you very much.
Anybody? Okay, well, if you're all... Oh, there's one here, yeah.
Quick question for David. Can you tell us about the race in Lausanne and the fact that you were pretty strong till the end and that almost got you at the end?
Yeah, actually, I planned to run that strong, push from after the bell, as usual. But coming down the back straight, I think I pushed a little bit too much. So toward the last 100 is when I felt like there was a lot of lactic acid building up. But I think it's because of the type of training that we have been doing. We haven't really gone back to really good sprint because of the problem we have been having with the knee problem. We have been avoiding 200, 100 session, which actually is good for the sprint and for the lactic. So for the last few weeks we have been trying to go down a little bit, which we are confident that also might help.
Andre Lowe from the Jamaica Gleaner. Aries, this one's for you. Now you've said that there are we've seen a lot of very good sprint hurdlers, and you're one of the senators, the more experienced ones, so to speak. And there's a young Jamaican, Omar McLeod, who's doing pretty well, did very well at NCAAs and seems to be transitioning well. What's your thoughts on his progress?
I think he's a phenom. He's obviously very talented. He's run 7.4 inside, and he's actually been able to translate his fast indoor time to an outdoor performance. I know he's run 12:97 this year, 12:90 something. He's run fast, so I mean he's very, very talented, very, very strong, and he'll definitely be a contender for our medal position at World Championships because of his time so far.
Another one for Aries. Aries, I think you went sub 13 7 times, was it, in 2012? Do you think you will...
I think I did it 10 times.
Who's counting?
Who's counting?
Do you think that, perhaps coming back here you might try and rekindle some of that sub 13 form?
That's definitely the goal here. This meeting is to have confidence moving forward into World Championships and hopefully run under 13. It's a very familiar place to come back to London and obviously run in this amazing stadium with this amazing crowd. So I hope that I can get the job done here this weekend.
Great. Larry Eater with Run Blog Run for Valerie. Valerie, what did you miss the most about not competing last year? Or not competing, after your surgery, as you're kind of getting back into shape?
I think it's because you've been not stuck in a routine, but every year you get the opportunity to compete at home and get some competition under your belt before coming to Europe. It makes things a little bit easier. For me, my season had started a lot later this year in July, and that all comes down to the operations and injuries that I was carrying. So I think the biggest thing that I have missed is just that competition fitness and going out there and getting yourself up for a competition and coming back down and getting yourself up again. It has been a very difficult transition, but in saying that, I couldn't help the situation that I was in. You kind of I had to go through the surgery and the rehab time and all the rest of it if Rio was to be a reality. So at the end of the day, this year was kind of one of those years where you have to feel things out, get your confidence back, because it was my right arm that they moved the ulnar nerve, and making sure that we're in the best possible position to start the build up to Rio next year. World Champs is important. I have won it 4 times, however, but Rio, on the other hand, is the biggest goal here. So we've done whatever we can to try and make ends meet, as you would say, for now. But next year's a bigger goal.
Okay, thank you very much for your attendance. We're going to reconfigure the room so that there's space for one-to-ones, visual and print media.